My name is Maddie Rush, and today I will be going through my body of work and diving into the overall themes present within my work. Color, shape, and line interacting together to create new and unusual forms is one of the most fascinating aspects of art and art creation. As an overall abstract artist, being able to intertwine these elements of art is essential to my creation process. Within my body of work, there are many variations in how these elements come together. However, the main goal is to always create something visually interesting that takes time to fully take in. When it comes to the use of color within my works, I enjoy using complementary colors as well as cohesive palettes to either make the colors pop against each other or make the colors blend into one another. Manipulating color in a way that gives the viewer certain emotions, whether more broad or more personal, is something I really enjoy exploring within my work. Normally, shape is not something I plan to have within my art. However, through the layering of line and color, shapes begin merging from these layers. The way color and line overlap inherently makes subconscious shapes, which can be interpreted differently depending on the person and their own personal background, something I enjoy seeing within my own pieces. Line is a big part of most of my work, whether it be colored lines interacting with one another or remarkably simple black lines creating an intricate design. I enjoy using line in my pieces to guide the viewer through the work. Many times my lines loop together, thus making it a never-ending experience of looking all throughout the work. All these elements together create works of art that are not only visually interesting due to the nice colors and lines, but also creates a feeling within the viewer which is entirely based on the individual person and how they perceive things in the world around them. This piece, made in 2023, Pathways of the Mind, is an exploration of the body through abstracted organic lines. Within all of my abstract work, the interpretation is solely up to the viewer. However, I was exploring the idea of connections made through the brain that make us who we are, such as neurons. Through the fleshy tones, I sought to create an experience for the viewer in which they are going down the paths, which in turn leads them to a new path to explore. This next piece, also made in 2023, Seafoam, is still exploration through line work, but with more of an influence in nature rather than the human body. Using a seafoam green gradient, it is supposed to invoke the feeling of serenity of the ocean. The main reason behind this piece's creation would be an interest in playing with color gradients to invoke an emotional response from the viewer. As for the work I'm creating now, I am still focusing on the use of line to build a form, but through different mediums and ideas. The piece on the left is one of three and represents a childhood memory of a significant place in my life. I wanted to play with a lack of perspective, with areas of monumental scale, to relay how massive these mountains felt to me as a child. The piece on the right is a lithograph. That's main goal is to get the viewer to come up close to see subtle detailed lines throughout the piece. There are bold black lines, however there is a subtle gray throughout the main forms and around that creates a different dimension to the piece. For the future, I want to continue this exploration of line through color and form to make a piece that can invoke a feeling from the viewer. I want to continue growing my deeper meaning behind my work so that more of my pieces are a better picture of me and my feelings.